Hey guys, it's Will Hater here. We're going to be doing another packet tracer day for the course number 2 for the CCNA certification. Packet tracer 2255. Alright, let's get into it. We're going to be configuring floating static routes today. Configuring a directly connected static default route from Edge router to the internet. Okay, let's pull up Edge router. The primary default route should be through ISP1. Now, do they tell us what we should be doing? They don't. We're going to have to figure this out a little bit. How do we know what interface to exit to get through that one? Well, let's just hover over it. That's the easy way. That's the 000. So, I'll be in the configuration mode, global configuration mode. So, if we have no idea, IP route, where we're going to be going, so we're going to use our quad zeros for the network and this for the the network and the host portion and the subnet mask. We're going to be using the quad zeros. Now, what interface are we going to exit? That is going to be S000. Enter. So it's going to give you a warning for some, defaults. Router might cause some performance delays. Who cares? This is just packet tracer. It's not real life. We got 20 points straight away. Cool. Display the contents of the routing table. We can do that. We know how to do that. We're going to do a do show IP routes. So look at we just did that one. Right there. Good job. What command is used to trace a path from the PC to a destination? Well, let's pull up PCA. That's the one who wants to do it. We want to do it to the web server. Okay. Command. We're going to trace 10.10.10. Oh, it's supposed to go through that one. You got to read English. 198.0.0.10. Enter. So yes, it did go through that one. And we got to our final destination. There we go. So we got connectivity going through this side of the router out to the internet. What's next? That was too easy. What is the administrative distance of a static router or a static route? The administrative distance by default is 1 unless you specify otherwise. For a directly connected route, and I'll show you what that is again, directly connected, that administrative distance is a default of 0. Static routes default is 1. Static route for EIGRP is 90. For IGRP, that's a legacy router protocol, that's 100. OSPF is 110 and RIP is 120. Now, you hope you were taking notes there because you're going to need to know that soon. So we answer that question. Let's see. Configure a directly connected floating static route with an administrative distance of 5. Okay. The route should point to ISP2. Okay. What interface is that? Let's see it again. 111 0. So, if we do not know, we're going to be using that quad 0 again. If we don't know where to go, we're going to go through the interface 1, but we don't want it going there all the time. We're going to put in it floating, so just in case something happens, we're going to do that. We're going to use this route. So primarily, most of the time, we're going to be using this route. Just in case something happens on this route, we want a default route to pop up and say, oh, you can't use that side? Use me. So that's what that 5 means. Because a router will always route through the best, shortest path. The administrative distance tells it what that path is. So if you have a designated default route that is an administrative distance of 1, which a static address typically does, then it's going to use that 1 over something else. For instance, ERGRP. If it's an administrative distance of 90, it's not going to use that one. It's going to use the static routes that the administrator, who should know what he's doing, put in. So we're going to put 5 so that it's not used, but we want this one used primarily. Okay, so we got that one in. And we got some more points. Yay. So view the running configuration file. So we're going to hit the do command because we're in the configuration mode. Do show IP, no, show run. Okay, so here's our IP classless addresses. So if we don't have a classful address and we don't know what to do with it, we're going to shoot it out this interface. If this interface goes down, we've got a backup ready to go. That's going to be the other interface. Cool. Now, let's do show IP route. What do we see? Do we see 2 static routes or 1? Nope, just 1. Why is that? Well, because the router doesn't want to use both router addresses. It just wants to keep one default handy because it would confuse the router if it were both in there. So the router knows about it. It's just not going to put it in the routing table because it doesn't need to. Okay, that's why that's like that. On the edge router, so we're there. Administratively disable the interface of the primary route. Which one's the primary route? You got it, this one. So we're going to go to that interface S0, and we're going to shut her down. Shut down. So we notice this went red. Let's pull up. The do show routing table. What do we see? We still have a static route on the bottom, don't we? Yes, we do. But it's the other interface, this one, that's being shown now. Because it said, uh-oh, my link went down. I need another way to send packets. So it pulled up what it knew. Okay, we're going to do a trace search. Trace routes. Let's try it again. We got it. Success. Had to wait a little bit. Probably sending out some ARP requests or something. Okay. Did the backup route work? Yes, it did. So we're going to turn this thing back on with the no shutdown command. It's been set to up, so let's just give it a couple seconds. And it's going to interrupt us. There it is. Changed up. Sweet. We're going to do another trace route now. And what was it before? That second hop. So look, this is the IP address from PCA. This is the IP address of that interface right there. This is the interface right there. This one is the interface right there. So this last trace route we did, it went through the proper way. That's encouraging. That's always good stuff. Okay, now we're going to do it for IPv6. This one's just the same thing. It's not hard at all. So let's get out of that interface configuration mode. So we want to make a static IPv6 default route to ICE-SP1. So the same route. That one's already configured. It says configure an IPv6 floating static. Okay, so that's the one we're going to do it through this interface. That's easy. So we're going to say IPv6 routes instead of the IP routes, IPv6 route. And we want it going, just in case it has no clue where it's going, or it's going to be the double. That's the default route, what that looks like. And we want it going to the 2001 DB8 A2 :1. Enter. Uh-oh. What did I do? I forgot to put the administrative distance in. So we're going to have to actually take this one out. So we're going to just cursor over, say no, and that deletes it up twice so we can get back to our regular command. Space, and then add that administrative distance of 5. Enter. Now we're going to get our points. Right there. Yay, we won. Okay, view the running configuration. So let's do that again. So that is do